Hey, what's up everybody? So those of you that are following along, you know that I'm currently building a truck camper, which is behind me. Right now I'm flattening out some boards for the ceiling of mine, but I figured I'd just kind of do a video of where I started and where I am right now. Hope you enjoy. You come to the middle more?
Into the bushes.
Right now, the first thing that we're going to try and work on is I want to be able to have a curved front so that the air can travel over the camper a little bit better. So right now I'm filling in a little bit of the insulation. I have these 3 sections in, and now I just gotta fill in all these. Alright, so right now I'm trying to cut out the foam for this section. Obviously the measurement's a little bit hard, so what I did was cut out what looks to be pretty much perfect. So now I'm going to use the cardboard to cut out the foam and the wood. I basically got a roll of this pretty flexible insulation. I just did that in layers all the way across. Now that the truck camper is pretty much built and all put together, we are going to start on the poor man's fiberglass. All right, so the priming coat is complete, so now I just have to actually paint it. So I have a navy blue paint that's the same color as the truck. So I'm gonna get started on that right now. the camper is complete. I just installed this little window, but it came out really, really good. It's super smooth. It looks completely sealed.
A big or
See the wires? And then I'll just...
right? Or is it clamp?
So right now we just put 2 shims in to give us a little bit of space for the wires to connect both the panels together. And then we're gonna put this and attach it to that.
3. Click it.
Here we got the solar setup. So these are the wires that are going to connect down to our battery and charge controller. Now I need to run a switch and an outlet right here. And that switch is going to connect all the way down to another switch right here. So I can control the lights from the back or front. And then next to this switch, I'm going to have an outlet. And then looking on this side where the countertop space will be across here, I'm going to have 2 switches right here. So now we just got to connect it. Actually, first, we got to figure out where we want the wire to be. Probably a much easier way to do this, but this is what I've come up with right now. Now we got to run the wire. All right, so I just finished up all the wiring on the insides. So right now I'll give you a quick tour of all the wiring that I did. Starting with this, we have 1 wire for the brake light that's gonna go right here. And then we have another wire for an LED strip that's gonna run across this right here once the roof goes up. We have the same thing on this side. And then coming in, these 2 wires are coming in through the roof from the solar panels. And then looking in here, we have 1 light here, which is gonna go up there. We have another light that's gonna be here. That's a 3rd light, and then that's a 4th light. This wire right here that I ran is coming down. That will be an outlet. These wires will connect to here, and then that will be for my fan. I haven't run the wires yet, but I'll have a switch right here. And then I'm also going to put an outlet over here, and I'll also have a switch here. And this is what the whole mess of all the wires looks like, all neatly labeled. And that's the plan. All right, so next week I'm going to show you how I cut these slats out, stain them, and then I'll attach them to a board and put them in for the ceiling, and then I can get started on the sides. I'm sure many of you are curious how I'm gonna fund this myself. I currently have a remote job, so I will be installing Starlink, and that'll allow me to work wherever I want. Obviously, as long as there's no trees covering where I'm gonna be. So subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.